Fans, please turn your attention to the field as the Averett baseball program would like to honor its 2018 senior class. These three seniors have been valuable to the program on and off the field, and their hard work and dedication to the program and the Averett community during their time here has been greatly appreciated. Our first senior is number 2, Dallas Smithers. An outfielder and pitcher from nearby Ringgold, Virginia, Dallas transferred to Averett prior to his sophomore season. In 3 seasons with the Cougars, he has started 111 games, and he has batted .281 with 121 hits, including 20 doubles, with 45 runs batted in, 71 runs scored, and 35 stolen bases. On the mound, he's totaled 4 wins with 90 strikeouts and 127 1/3 innings pitched. Majoring in physical education, Dallas is the son of Larry and Sheila Smithers, who join him today. Following graduation, Dallas plans to teach physical education and coach baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, Dallas Smithers. Our next senior is number 15, Bradley Tickle. A first baseman from nearby Keeling, Virginia, Bradley transferred to Averett prior to his junior season. In 2 seasons with the Cougars, he has played 63 games, making 61 starts. He has a .301 batting average with 32 RBIs, 62 hits, and 29 runs scored. An accounting major, Bradley is the son of Kenneth and Lisa Tickle, who escort him today along with Taylor Doss. Following graduation, Bradley plans to get his master's degree and CPA certification. Let's give it up for Bradley Tickle. Our final senior is number 21, Patrick Long. A pitcher from Durham, North Carolina, Patrick has played 4 seasons for Averett. He has made 16 appearances on the mound, logging 23 innings pitched, with 12 career strikeouts. Off the field, Patrick has earned USA South Academic All-Conference honors multiple times. A biology major and minor in psychology with a 3.6 grade point average, Patrick is the son of Dion Long and Bobby Joe Mofield. He is joined today by his mom and stepdad Scott Mofield, his dad, and his grandmother Josephine Luter. Following graduation, Patrick plans to work at a pharmaceutical or chemical company as a lead scientist. Let's make some noise for Patrick Long. Let's give our Averett baseball senior class another round of applause. Fans, please turn your attention to the field as the Averett baseball program would like to honor its 2018 senior class. These 3 seniors have been valuable to the program on and off the field, and their hard work and dedication to the program and the Averett community during their time here has been greatly appreciated. Our first senior is number 2, Dallas Smithers. An outfielder and pitcher from nearby Ringgold, Virginia, Dallas transferred to Averett prior to his sophomore season. In 3 seasons with the Cougars, he has started 111 games, and he has batted .281 with 121 hits, including 20 doubles, with 45 runs batted in, 71 runs scored, and 35 stolen bases. On the mound, he's totaled 4 wins with 90 strikeouts and 127 1/3 innings pitched. Majoring in physical education, Dallas is the son of Larry and Sheila Smithers, who join him today. Following graduation, Dallas plans to teach physical education and coach baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, Dallas Smithers. Our next senior is number 15, Bradley Tickle. A first baseman from nearby Keeling, Virginia, Bradley transferred to Averett prior to his junior season. In 2 seasons with the Cougars, he has played 63 games, making 61 starts. He has a .301 batting average with 32 RBIs, 62 hits, and 29 runs scored. An accounting major, Bradley is the son of Kenneth and Lisa Tickle, who escort him today along with Taylor Doss. Following graduation, Bradley plans to get his master's degree and CPA certification. Let's give it up for Bradley Tickle. Our final senior is number 21, Patrick Long. A pitcher from Durham, North Carolina, Patrick has played 4 seasons for Averett. He has made 16 appearances on the mound, logging 23 innings pitched with 12 career strikeouts. Off the field, Patrick has earned USA South Academic All-Conference honors multiple times. A biology major and minor in psychology with a 3.6 grade point average, Patrick is the son of Dion Long and Bobby Joe Mofield. He is joined today by his mom and stepdad Scott Mofield, his dad, and his grandmother Josephine Luter. Following graduation, Patrick plans to work at a pharmaceutical or chemical company as a lead scientist. Let's make some noise for Patrick Long. Let's give our Averett baseball senior class another round of applause. Fans, please turn your attention to the field as the Averett baseball program would like to honor its 2018 senior class. These 3 seniors have been valuable to the program on and off the field, and their hard work and dedication to the program and the Averett community during their time here has been greatly appreciated. Our first senior is number 2, Dallas Smithers. An outfielder and pitcher from nearby Ringgold, Virginia, Dallas transferred to Averett prior to his sophomore season. In 3 seasons with the Cougars, he has started 111 games, and he has batted .281 with 121 hits, including 20 doubles, with 45 runs batted in, 71 runs scored, and 35 stolen bases. On the mound, he's totaled 4 wins with 90 strikeouts and 127 1/3 innings pitched. Majoring in physical education, Dallas is the son of Larry and Sheila Smithers, who join him today. Following graduation, Dallas plans to teach physical education and coach baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, Dallas Smithers. Our next senior is number 15, Bradley Tickle. A first baseman from nearby Keeling, Virginia, Bradley transferred to Averett prior to his junior season. In 2 seasons with the Cougars, he has played 63 games, making 61 starts. He has a .301 batting average with 32 RBIs, 62 hits, and 29 runs scored. An accounting major, Bradley is the son of Kenneth and Lisa Tickle, who escort him today along with Taylor Doss. Following graduation, Bradley plans to get his master's degree and CPA certification. Let's give it up for Bradley Tickle. Our final senior is number 21, Patrick Long. A pitcher from Durham, North Carolina, Patrick has played 4 seasons for Averett. He has made 16 appearances on the mound, logging 23 innings pitched with 12 career strikeouts. Off the field, Patrick has earned USA South Academic All-Conference honors multiple times. A biology major and minor in psychology with a 3.6 grade point average, Patrick is the son of Dion Long and Bobby Joe Mofield. He is joined today by his mom and stepdad Scott Mofield, his dad, and his grandmother Josephine Luter. Following graduation, Patrick plans to work at a pharmaceutical or chemical company as a lead scientist. Let's make some noise for Patrick Long. Let's give our Averett baseball senior class another round of applause. Fans, please turn your attention to the field as the Averett baseball program would like to honor its 2018 senior class. These 3 seniors have been valuable to the program on and off the field, and their hard work and dedication to the program and the Averett community during their time here has been greatly appreciated. Our first senior is number 2, Dallas Smithers. An outfielder and pitcher from nearby Ringgold, Virginia, Dallas transferred to Averett prior to his sophomore season. In 3 seasons with the Cougars, he has started 111 games, and he has batted .281 with 121 hits, including 20 doubles, with 45 runs batted in, 71 runs scored, and 35 stolen bases. On the mound, he's totaled 4 wins with 90 strikeouts and 127 1/3 innings pitched. Majoring in physical education, Dallas is the son of Larry and Sheila Smithers, who join him today. Following graduation, Dallas plans to... Fans, please keep your attention on the field as the Averett baseball team would like to specially recognize senior Lindsey Fulcher. Lindsay has been an avid baseball fan during her time at Averett. Lindsay has served as one of the student broadcasters for Averett Baseball on the Averett Sports Network over the last couple of seasons, and she has assisted the Sports Information Department with other media relations needs for baseball. Following graduation, Lindsay plans to begin a career in broadcasting or sports media. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Lindsay Fulcher. Fans, please keep your attention on the field as the Averett baseball team would like to specially recognize senior Lindsay Fulcher. Lindsay has been an avid baseball fan during her time at Averett. Lindsay has served as one of the student broadcasters for Averett Baseball on the Averett Sports Network over the last couple of seasons, and she has assisted the Sports Information Department with other media relations needs for baseball. Following graduation, Lindsay plans to begin a career in broadcasting or sports media. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Lindsay Fulcher. Fans, please keep your attention on the field as the Averett baseball team would like to specially recognize senior Lindsay Fulcher. Lindsay has been an avid baseball fan during her time at Averett. Lindsay has served as one of the student broadcasters for Averett Baseball on the Averett Sports Network over the last couple of seasons, and she has assisted the Sports Information Department with other media relations needs for baseball. Following graduation, Lindsay plans to begin a career in broadcasting or sports media. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Lindsay Fulcher. Fans, please keep your attention on the field as the Averett baseball team would like to specially recognize senior Lindsay Fulcher. Lindsay has been an avid baseball fan during her time at Averett. Lindsay has served as one of the student broadcasters for Averett Baseball on the Averett Sports Network over the last couple of seasons, and she has assisted the Sports Information Department with other media relations needs for baseball. Following graduation, Lindsay plans to begin a career in broadcasting or sports media. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Lindsay Fulcher. Fans, please keep your attention on the field as the Averett baseball team would like to specially recognize senior Lindsay Fulcher. Lindsay has been an avid baseball fan during her time at Averett. Lindsay has served as one of the student broadcasters for Averett Baseball on the Averett Sports Network over the last couple of seasons, and she has assisted the Sports Information Department with other media relations needs for baseball. Following graduation, Lindsay plans to begin a career in broadcasting. number 2, Dallas Smithers. Catching number 3, Neil Hutchins.
Welcome to Owen Fulton Field, where I'm Lindsay Fulcher, and I'm joined by the incredible Eddie Glenn. Today is senior day for the Cougars, and I was blessed to be honored as well. We will bring in the starting lineup for the Averett Cougars. You've got number 4 playing second base, Kyle Vadano. Number 15 at first, Bradley Tickle. On the mound, number 2, Dallas Smithers. Behind the plate, number 3, Neil Hutchins. At shortstop, number 16, Chase McKinney. At center field, number 12, Nick Winston. In right field, number 31, Matt Tuggle. In left field, number 34, Tucker Majetic. And number 7, third baseman, Hunter Laprelle. And we are going to do the national anthem here, and we'll be right back. And we are back here. I have Eddie Glenn to announce the opposing team's lineup.
And, Lindsay, it is a matchup between your University Cougars and the Methodist Monarchs. And as you mentioned, you brought us the starters for Averett, and I'll bring you the starting 9 for the Monarchs. Batting first, number 8, shortstop, Matthias Carter. Number 7, out in center field, Ethan Carmack. Catching, batting third, Alex Katchler. Number 34, the designated hitter is Will May. Number 12, batting 5, third baseman, Tucker Criswell. Number 1, out in right field is David Cass. Over on first base, batting 7th, is Jacob Austin. On second base, batting 8th, Parker Clayton. And in the 9-hole, out in left field, number 23, Elliott Manley. The pitcher for the Monarchs will be Tristan Luck. And pitching for the Cougars on the mound will be senior Dallas Smithers.
And, Eddie, I'm saying this only because we had a, I don't want to say angry mom, but irritated mom the other day. It is Matthias Carter. Just want to make sure we get that right today.
Well, I do want to apologize for the.
I did the same thing.
To the Carter family. Sometimes.
Just want to recognize him where it's due.
Usually pretty good with names, but sometimes they skip past me and I say it wrong. But Matthias, I will not get it wrong again.
You know, it's harder said than done when you're on here.
It is.
So we've got our seniors for today. We're Patrick Long, Dallas Smithers, and Bradley Tickle. We've got player to watch is Cody Jones. He was the sophomore designated hitter. He went 2 for 3 with 1 RBI in the loss to Methodist the other day. Jones is batting .228 with 13 hits and 8 RBIs. So this will bring up our first batter, Matthias Carter. Carter, a shortstop for the Monarchs. Beautiful day here at Owen Fulton Field. Couldn't be a more perfect one to be my last broadcast, Eddie.
I mean, the wind is stable. It is a nice temperature outside, not too hot, not too cold. Like you said, a great day for baseball is that first pitch comes in from Smithers, ball 1. Smithers' second pitch is a little low for ball 2. Monarchs coming out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. They're wearing the green and yellow tops with the gray bottoms. Cougars in the white on white uniforms for today. And Matthias will send that one out to deep center right field. And he will want to take a seat over on first base. And that, Lindsay, brings on Ethan Carmack. Kickoff attempt doesn't work over at first base. Of course, Smithers and Tickle had some time playing ball together prior to Averett over at Dan River. So that chemistry, we've seen him pick a couple of players off over on first base with that chemistry that they do have.
How awesome it must be to have 2 senior days with your teammate. 1 in high school and now 1 in college.
And that's Carmack showing bunt, but pulling it back, 1-1 count.
One pitch from Smithers, and it will be called a ball.
Again, with no outs on the board, Carmack is showing bunt if he can get something in his range to try and move Carter over.
Carter taking a pretty big lead over there.
And he sends it down the first base line. He will be thrown out at first. The sacrifice bunt does its job.
And that brings up the center fielder for the Monarchs. That's Alex Ketchler.
Now batting number 10, Alex Ketchler.
Ketchler is from Florida. That's nice. Wish I was from Florida. I'm from California, Eddie, but it's just not the same. 0-1 count here.
And Ketchler will send that one out to right field. It's carrying, and it will hit the ground. That was Tuggle out there trying to track it down, and it looks like Carter will score from second. And Ketchler with the RBI double. And that brings on the designated hitter, Will May, for the Monarchs.
Now batting number 34.
Like the wind might have caught that ball on Tuggle as he kind of settled up over there in center, shallow right field, but had to travel backwards and try and catch it over his shoulder, but that, didn't work the way he wanted it to, and it hit the ground.
And I don't know if we had mentioned this before, Eddie, but Methodist is actually number 11. So pretty good team here that we're working with, but the Cougars able to have fought back with them in the last 2 games, specifically the first one, tied up in the bottom of the 8th. And a swing and a miss as the count goes 1-1.
May taking a big cut on that ball. Sends that one foul over towards Averett's dugout. So 1-2 is the count for May.
A little high there from Smithers. Count 2-2. 1 out here, and we've got a runner on second base. A little outside. That'll bring the count to full. Outside, and May will walk.
Now Smithers trying to get May swinging on that pitch that was low and away, but May kept his good eye and walks over to first base. So that brings on number 12, Tucker Criswell. With 1 out on the board, 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. First pitch down the middle for a strike. Smithers going low and away again for the first ball. He's going to crush this one out to center field, but it's going to be hauled in easily by Nick Winston. The lead runner advances to third.
And that brings up Davis Cass.
Now batting number 1, Davis Cass.
Cass with 2 outs on the board, but he does have a runner over on third and 1 over on first. Smithers looking to get out of this jam.
And I do want to give a quick shout out to Winston out there in center field. One of the younger players on the team has really shown what he can do this last end of the season. Eddie didn't get much playing time, but really worked for it towards the end of the season here, and actually had a home run last week and has been playing pretty solid ever since.
Pickoff move not in time. And to your point, a lot of young players on this team who have shown a lot of promise. And that ball knocked over to the shortstop, and the Cougars are able to get out the jam. So after the top of the first inning, the Methodist Monarchs lead 1-0. We'll be back at the Averett Sports Network.
And we are back here at Owen Fulton Field. We are 1-0 here on the board as redshirt junior Kyle Vidano
The bottom of the first, number 4.
steps up to the plate.
Vidano.
Vidano hitting .371 on the season, leading the team. Vidano always made a great interview, Eddie. I have to say he was the first baseball player I was ever able to interview and the first interview I ever did as a reporter. Good memory as I walk off the field for the last time today.
Vidano able to get a piece of that pitch there. Send it backwards for the 1-1 count. Good eye from Vidano to not swing on that one. That one seemed close to the strike zone, but way to lay off of that hit. So 2-1 count for Vidano.
Fouled way to the right side. If that had gone straight, Eddie, could have been a homer.
Vidano skies that one. Of course, Vidano does own half of the team's home runs on the year. So 3-2 count for Vidano. And Vidano watches the inside pitch, thinks it's a ball, but called strike will send Vidano back to the dugout.
To the plate, number 15, Bradley Tickle.
That brings up senior Bradley Tickle. Tickle, the only left-hander on the team, playing first base today. Tickle is hitting .330 on the year. And pitch from Luck. First one's hit to left center over here.
And as you mentioned, Tickle sends the first pitch he sees out into the outfield, so he goes over to first base. That brings on senior Dallas Smithers.
Good solid hit from Tickle to start the inning off.
Dallas Smithers.
Smithers hitting .267, another senior, like you said. One out here with Tickle on first.
And that was Smithers showing bunt early. Pulls it back for the 1-0 count.
Time here. Smithers steps back into the box. And pitch outside.
And
Brings the count to 2-0.
Smithers can, if he can get over on base, he does have a great batter right behind him in Neil Hutchins. He may be able to advance Tickle over to third and Smithers in a scoring position. That pitch called strike for the 2-1 count. Smithers gets a piece of his first ball, so sends that one foul up over the Monarchs dugout. 2-2 count. And Smithers sends that one over to the shortstop. The Monarchs try and turn double play, and they get it. So the Cougars not able to make anything happen, not leaving any batters on, but kind of leaving Tickle up for the double play with the hit over the shortstop. So the Cougars still trail by 1 in this one, headed to the top of the second.
And we are back.
Number 19,
Cougars in the field, and Jacob Austin leading it off for the Monarchs here up at the plate. Score 1-0. Monarchs in the lead here on Senior Day. As that pitch comes in, looks close, but it was called a ball. Maybe a little low, Eddie.
Definitely came in at about knee high. And this ball is hit out to Winston out in center field and caught pretty easily for the first out of the inning. Brings on Parker Clayton, the second baseman.
now batting number 2, Parker Clayton.
Thank you.
And Smithers, 2 straight strikes. 1-2 count. And Clayton able to get a piece of that ball and send it down first base line. Foul ball. That ball hit over the Tickle, but past Tickle. Kind of a hard ball to get to by Tickle. Makes his way out to right field, and Clayton will take a stand over on first base.
Now batting number 23, Elliott Manley.
Brings on left fielder Elliott Manley.
One out as Clayton Goes to steal. And they got him. Oh, maybe they didn't.
And they're going to say he's safe after
Ball
the ball
was dropped. Great minds think alike, Eddie.
I believe that was McKinney over there trying to get to that ball. Just a little hiccup. Not always the easiest play in the world to make.
Nice solid hit here to left field from Manley. And Monarchs will score on that.
And here goes Drew Braley will come out and talk to the umpire, as that was kind of close. Drew Bailey absolutely not happy with that call because it looked like Neil Hutchins might have been able to get to him. Nevertheless, the score will stand, so 2-0, one out on the board, and a runner over on first.
Top of the lineup for the Monarchs. That was Matthias Carter here in the box. Good strong swing there. Didn't make contact. And trying not to be biased, but, you know, if it had, that wouldn't have been good for the Cougars. And that ball, or that pitch, is a strike. 0-2 on the count. Wind picking up a little bit. Outside pitch. 1-2. And Smithers.
That pickoff move almost worked. It was rather close, but able to get back was the Monarchs. So 1-2 count for Carter. That pitch comes in low.
Tries to pick him off again. And that will be called a ball. Brings the count to full for the leadoff hitter, Carter.
Pickoff move again, doesn't work. Full count here.
That one looked close. Still called safe over there.
Carter gets a piece of that ball, but sends it foul up over the Monarchs dugout.
Looked like Manley was going to try and steal as he jogs back to first. Safe again for Manley on first. You've got to think, after this many pickoff attempts, he's got to be over there like, you can't touch this.
Manley definitely doing a good job of getting back on base. And there's another one. Got to think that it's kind of mind games against Carter. Every time he steps in the box, it's a pickoff attempt and not an actual pitch with the count being full.
Good strategy from Smithers.
Carter gets a hold of this one, sends it out towards right field. That's Tuggle. Him and Chase.
Just one out here for the Cougars. Manley on first still.
And Carter still with a full count. And the pickoff attempt will work this time. And catch Manley slipping.
Smithers threw a rocket over there to get Manley out.
And so now Carter goes from a one-out situation with one runner on now to a two-out situation with no runners on and a full count. He will sky that ball straight up in the air. And he goes back behind the press box.
Full count here on the board with 2 outs. No runners on. That one fouled behind the press box as well.
Carter staying alive at the plate.
Pretty great crowd here on Senior Day. Lots of family and friends here. Good weather always brings people out to games as well.
And I believe Carter was hit with the ball, so he's going to earn his base the hard way. And that brings on Ethan Carmack.
Now batting the center fielder, Ethan Carmack.
Smithers looking to get this last out, get out of this inning so the Cougars can put some on the board. First pitch a little low. Outside for ball 2. And inside corner, strike 1.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Smithers. And that ball will be skied up. Can Hutchins get to it? And he can. So Hutchins with the easy third out. The Cougars escape the inning, just giving up just 1 run. So headed to the bottom of the second inning, 2-0 Methodist leads.
Hutchins.
And we're back here at the Averett Sports Network with Neil Hutchins at the plate. Hutchins was responsible for hauling in the last out for the Cougars last time out on the field. And Hutchins hits the first ball he sees, sends it out to right field, and hauled in rather easily by Davis Cass.
Now batting number 16, Chase McKinney.
That brings up number 16, Chase McKinney, the shortstop for the Cougars this afternoon. McKinney was out with an injury at the beginning of the season, but back, doing very well, hitting .241.
Ball gets inside on the catcher and bounces off of him. Luckily for him, no runners were on. Pitch outside for ball 2. Now when it looks like it touches that bottom outside corner. Strike 1, 2-1 count for McKinney. And he gets a hold of that one, sends it straight up in the air towards right field. And Cass gets another one.
Now batting
Next
number
up will be
12,
Nick Winston, a center fielder that you mentioned has been playing so well for the Cougars as of late.
Winston holding half the team's home runs. First pitch, a strike. Winston not one to hit the first pitch, though. Did swing at that one a little outside, and that will foul off.
So 0-2 count for Winston.
We're talking him up so much it might have made him nervous, Eddie. Outside pitch. 1-2 is the count, 2 outs. No runners on for the Cougars. Following Winston, shall he get on base, is Matt Tuggle. Tuggle, a junior for the Cougars.
And Winston sends that ball over to the shortstop and trying to dig it out, but gets thrown out over at first base. So the Cougars not able to make anything happen. We'll bring you to the top of the third inning here at Owen Fulton Field. Back at Owen Fulton Field with Alex Catchler.
For the Monarchs, the catcher, Alex Catchler.
Catchler up to bat first for the Monarchs. Smithers definitely wanting to go 3 up, 3 down here. Smithers goes outside on the first pitch, trying to get Catchler swinging. Catchler gets a hold of that ball and sends it foul backwards. Catchler will sky this one up towards Tickle. And goes over the fence, so no one able to get to it. Two count. Two pitch from Smithers. Goes outside, makes it a full count. And Catchler laces that one up over LaPrell's head and out into left field. And Catchler will make his way all the way over to second base.
Now batting the designated hitter, Will May.
Majetic got that ball in quickly, making it just a double. Catchler sure had the wheels to possibly make that a triple. So good fielding from the Cougars. Squared around for the bunt. And it will go foul.
One count. That ball chopped right past LaPrell and makes his way out to left field.
Good backup from Smithers as that throws a little high to Hudgens.
That's why you always tell your pitcher to go and get behind the catcher for a backup, just in case that happens, because that could have brought in a whole nother run. Nevertheless, Catchler and May both on base and both in scoring position. And that brings on Tucker Criswell.
Drew Bailey calling a little bit of a break here for the Cougars. We'll hang out with you on the broadcast during the break, though.
And Drew Bailey not doing a bad job in his first season here with the Cougars. Again, a lot of good things to look forward to, especially his good array of freshman pitchers. Of course, being a pitcher himself, he knows what he's looking for, and he's got a good set behind him to look forward to for the next 4 years.
One great thing about Bailey is he's really focused on respect and manliness on and off the field. He's really whipped them into shape. The team working really, really well together as the season has gone on. Being a majority of younger players for the Cougars. So they go ahead and break back to their spots. Criswell will step up to the plate. 2-0 is the score. Monarchs in the lead. Runners on second and third here. 0 outs for Smithers. And first pitch is a strike. It's a pretty one right down the middle. Closer to the low side, Criswell looks to be pretty tall. And he'll hit that one up and foul over the opposing team's dugout. That one fouled as well. 2 strikes on Criswell. Smithers fighting hard on the mound here on his senior day. That one hit straight down the middle. Nick Winston with the throw in. And the Monarchs will score. Bailey coming out to talk with his pitcher. Maybe looking at bringing someone else in. Great job from Smithers. Just a team of great hitters. Smithers has had a fabulous season here.
And Lindsay, that's going to bring on number 37, Dylan Touchard, to pitch for the Cougars, a freshman. And as he warms up, we're going to take a break here, and we'll be back here at the Averett Sports Network.
And we're back here to make a correction. This is actually freshman Cole Spain on the mound. And once again, we want to give a credit to Smithers, who just pitched his final game in college at home. Smithers, a wonderful guy on and off the field. I have been blessed to go to school with him. As Spain warms up here. Score is 4-0. Got our batter already in the box ready. And that's Davis Cass, the right fielder for the Monarchs.
Now on the mound for the Cougars, number 33, Cole Spain.
Spain has a different pitching style than most of the team. Brings in first strike.
Spain with a 4.72 ERA. 9 appearances on the year, 6 starts, 26 innings pitched, and 29 strikeouts.
That one a little inside. And by a little, I mean a lot.
Hutchins had to get up and chase that ball, but wait and stay in front of it, as he does have a runner over on first and no outs on the board.
Spain throws to first.
And with Spain being a left-handed pitcher, it makes that pickoff move a little bit easier as he's already facing first base. Pitch carries outside for the 2-1 count.
Swing and a miss there. Good pitch from Spain.
Two pitch from Spain.
Just misses the outside corner.
Works it up to a full count.
That one fouled up past the press box. Behind. Full count here.
And staying alive at the plate is Kaz. Another foul ball, 3-2 count. Pickoff move doesn't work. And Kaz will walk over to first base. So that brings on number 19, Jacob Austin.
Now batting number 19, Jacob Austin.
Austin with a runner on first and one in scoring position over on second.
Bunt, and he will reach first.
And a nasty spill over on first base. Vadano, so tough, able to stay in there and take that hit, trying to get him out.
Would that runner have scored the ball not gotten away, though? That's the only thing. I think he might have a hit there. I didn't see the play. I was washed.
I mean, the ball runner, it all just happened at the same time.
Right, I'm saying that's fine, but the runner scored.
Right.
So, where was he at? Was he at second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh no, it was. Oh
First
yeah,
and
yeah,
second.
yeah. It was. Yeah.
So-
Yeah, the second.
so I think you get.
Now batting number 2,
So,
Parker Clayton.
One run scores, one runner moves over to third, and Kaz will stay over, or Austin will move over to first base, excuse me. Brings on Parker Clayton for the Monarchs.
Did he muff the throw, or was the throw in the third?
The throw was in the third.
Probably off the throw.
Yeah, it was on Spain.
Squares around a bunt, but will pull back. And it's called a strike from Spain. Runner moves to second on the steal.
One pitch from Spain. Ball fouled over Averett's dugout. So 2-2 count for Spain. Does have 2 runners in scoring position. And that pitch bends back into the strike zone for the first out of the inning.
Strike out at that.
Now batting number 23, Elliott Manley.
Elliott Manley steps into the box. Left-handed hitter against a left-handed pitcher. And pitch from Spain.
And that bunt comes off the top of the bat. But rolls foul, so 0-1 count.
Count 1-1.
And a little half swing there from Manley. Ball rolls foul for the second strike, so 1-2 count.
And runners on second and third. One-two pitch. And it's a ball.
And that pitch misses low and inside, making it a full count. That's the 4th ball, so Manley will walk over to first base, and that brings us back to the top of the lineup with Matthias Carter.
Now batting the shortstop, Matthias Carter.
Inside pitch for ball 1. And hit straight up the middle. And it will drop in the hole as Winston dives for it. Can't quite get it. And the Monarchs will score 2.
And they score 2 and keep 2 in scoring position.
Tough day for the Cougars today. The Monarchs came out here ready to hit, Eddie. And
Lindsay, that will bring on Tanner Bradshaw this time for the Cougars to pitch. And as you mentioned, not so good inning for the Cougars so far. Coach Drew Bailey doing anything he can to get out of this inning. And Bradshaw is the man he hopes that he can bring him out with. So with one out on the board and 2 runners in scoring position, Bradshaw will come onto the mound for the Cougars.
And it's not Bradshaw there. This is Dylan Touchard. Touchard, one of Eddie's good friends. He's just joking with him. So he will warm up, and we will take a quick break here. We'll be right back. And we are back here at Owen Fulton Field as number 7, the center fielder for the Monarchs, Ethan Carmack, will step up to the plate. 2 runners on second and third as Dylan Touchard is on the mound. Touchard, a freshman for the Cougars. And first pitch will be a ball, little inside. Deep breath from Touchard. Just looking to get out of this inning. The Monarchs have scored 5. And a swing and a miss there. Good pitch. And strike 2. 1-2 count on Carmack. And a swing and a miss for a strikeout. Transcendent pitching from Touchard.
Brings on Alex Ketchler. And that pitch gets past Hutchins, and that will bring a runner across the plate.
Monarchs leading by 7. They've just got their bats rolling today, Eddie. Like you said, Ketchler at the plate. Count 1-0, 2 outs. Got a runner on third base.
And Ketchler sends that one out to left field. And he will bat a runner in.
Now batting number 34, Will May.
Will May will step into the box for the Monarchs. tough inning for the Cougars as they're just looking to get out of it and get a chance to hit. And this one will go down the third baseline as Hunter Leprell will field it, throw it to first as Bradley Tickle will get that out. So that's 3. We will get out of this inning, score 9-0, and we'll be right back in the bottom of the third.
Leading off in the bottom of the third, number 31, Matt Tuggle.
And back here, bottom of the third, leading off will be Matt Tuggle. Tuggle, a junior for the Cougars. And first pitch hit to center field, left center, and it will be caught. It's an out
Now batting number 34, Tucker
from
Majetic.
Ethan Carmack in center field. And it will bring up Tucker Majetic. Majetic, a freshman for the Cougars. First pitch a ball. Swing and a miss from Majetic.
Look, he didn't really want to swing at that one, but halfway through changed his mind.
1-1 is the count. Following him will be third baseman Hunter Leprell. That last pitch a strike as well.
That pitch is a strike, so Majetic will take a trip back to the dugout. Now we're going on Hunter Leprell
Batting number 7,
for the
Hunter
Cougars.
Leprell.
2 outs for Leprell here. No one on base. Following him will be the leadoff hitter, Kyle Vadano. Outside pitch for ball 1. Oh, actually, it will get the outside corner for a strike. That one even tricked me, Eddie. Looks like he tried to do the same pitch. That one a little too outside for 1-1.
think that ball will hit the dirt and skip back up. 2-1 count for LaPrel.
Pearl hitting well in the season, 287. And that one pops up to the third baseman for the third out. And the Monarchs will be up again. But when we come back in the bottom of the fourth, Averett will have their leadoff hitter starting. And we'll be right back here at the Averett Sports Network.
Monarch, number 12, Tucker Criswell.
And we're back top of the fourth inning here at Owen Fulton Field. Tucker Criswell will lead off for the Monarchs this inning. Score 9-0. Cougars looking to put some on the board next inning as that first one fouls off for strike one. Foul to the left side. That one fouled off as well. Same place.
Criswell getting a piece of everything he sees. Good eye from Criswell there to lay off the pitch. Another outside pitch trying to get Criswell swinging. And Criswell laces this one out to left field. And it will ricochet off the fence. And Criswell will make his way over to second base. He's on Davis Cass for the Monarchs.
Now batting number 1, Davis Cass.
Pass back in the box, 1-1 count. And fouled behind him for strike 2.
Hutchins doing a good job of staying in front of that ball even though he temporarily lost it. Keeps that runner over on second.
Swing and a miss for a strikeout from Touchard. That brings up Jacob Austin, the first baseman. Little low for ball 1. And swing and a miss. Count 1-1 on Austin. Methodist does have a runner on second.
1-2 count
Criswell
here.
over there. And the 1-2 pitch will be hit high and foul.
That ball laced out to left field, and that will bring a runner towards home plate. Can Hutchins get to him? And Hutchins couldn't hold on to the ball, or couldn't field it even. So the Monarchs will score another run and put a runner over on second base in scoring position.
Now batting number 2, Parker Clayton.
Clayton sends this one out towards right field. Toggle able to hold on to it, and the runner will advance over to third.
Now batting number 23, Elliott Manley.
Manley up at the plate for the Monarchs. 2 outs on the board with a runner on third. First pitch a ball. And that will be called a strike. Count 1-1. Ball 2. Two-one pitch. Be hit high to center field as Nick Winston is booking it and gets the catch. It's the third out from Winston. Pretty clutch little play over there. Score 10-0 as the Cougars will start with their leadoff hitter. We'll be right back. And we're back. Second baseman Kyle Vadano steps up to the plate. And it will sneak past the third baseman for a single. Hit pretty hard up the third base line. That brings up Bradley Tickle.
Bradley Tickle.
Tickle steps into the box. Tries to pick off Vadano, but back in time. Pitch inside for ball 1. Luck definitely watching our runner on first. Ball 2. Dono has 28 stolen bases with 33 attempts. And Tickle out to right center. Dono advances to third on the hit.
Now coming to the plate.
Good hitting from Tickle today. As senior Dallas Smithers will step up. Ball one. No outs here with runners on first and third.
As you mentioned, good hitting from the first two batters up. Able to go and get on base, try and get some momentum going here. And Smithers will sky this one up towards right field. And Verdano's going to try and come across home plate, and he will, for the Cougars' first run of the evening.
That's 32 runs on the season for the second baseman.
Now batting number 3, Neil Hutchins.
Tickle remains on first as Neil Hutchins will step up to the plate. That's ball one. Strike one. Wasn't sure on the signal there. Count 1-1 for Hutchins. Outside pitch for ball two.
A 2-1 count for Hutchins, as he does have a runner over on first base with just one out on the board. Pitch doesn't count as Hutchins called a timeout. So we'll reset with the 2-1 count. Pitch comes in inside, makes it 3-1 for Hutchins. And Hutchins will watch the fourth ball go by and will take a seat over on first base. That brings on number 16, Chase McKinney.
Ketchler taking a minute to talk with Luck before McKinney steps up.
Batting for the Cougars, number 16, Chase McKinney.
So McKinney with two runners on, one in scoring position, over on second base.
First pitch a strike. Ball one. Runners on first and second.
A 1-1 pitch coming in. And McKinney will lace this one out to center field. And he will move his runners over. And now the bases are loaded. We're going to have Nick Winston step up to bat with 1 out on the board and bases loaded. Cougars with some momentum behind them now. Can they keep the bats rolling is the question.
Nick Winston.
Winston goes for the first pitch, fouls it to the backside. Strike 2.
That pitch caught that inside part of the strike zone. So Winston thought it was just a little too far inside, but the umpire had different things in mind. 0-2 count for Winston. And the umpire is going to call that outside pitch a strike. So that brings on Matt Tuggle for the Cougars.
Now coming to the plate, number 31, Matt Tuggle.
Tuggle lays off the inside pitch for ball 1. Hard swing from Tuggle there, misses the ball, 1-1 count.
A lot of movement on that pitch from Luck.
And Tuggle sends this one out to right field. That'll bring a runner in. And Hutchins will stay over on third, so that brings a runner in and keeps the bases loaded. Tucker Majetic steps up to the plate.
Now batting number 34, Tucker Majetic.
Fouls to the backside for strike 1. Like you said, Eddie, bases loaded here. 2 outs. Behind Majetic is Hunter Laprelle.
Pitch stayed inside, looked like it was going to catch Majetic's shoulder. But it hung inside for ball 1. Majetic does get a piece of that ball, sends it foul over to his dugout. And Majetic sends that one over to third base. And he'll be thrown out at first. So the Cougars able to put up 2 runs up in this inning. That cuts the lead down for Methodist, just 10-2 now, headed towards the top of the 5th inning here at the Averett Sports Network.
And we are back here on the Averett Sports Network. Matthias Carter in the box.
And Matthias Carter lays off the first pitch. But he does go down the middle for strike one. One count for Carter. Carter will send that one over to Laprelle. Laprelle will take his time. Get the surefire throw over to Tickle.
Now batting number 7, Ethan Carmack.
Brings on Ethan Carmack for the Monarchs. After Carter goes down for the first out of the inning. Looks like Hutchins might have caught a bad part of that ball. Hutchins still clinching. Lindsay, as he gets checked out, we're going to take a break here at the Averett Sports Network. And it looks like Hutchins is okay. He's going to stay behind the plate. A 1-1 count for Carmack. He sends the first pitch he sees out of the break out to right field. And it lands foul. Lindsay, he got a good piece of that ball. Almost sent it over the fence in fair play. Nevertheless, it's going to be a 1-2 count for him as he makes his way back up to the plate. He's going to send another one out to right field. But it lands foul as well.
Count 2-2. On Carmack. And hits that one straight to Chase McKinney at shortstop for the second out.
Now batting number 10, Alex Ketchler.
That'll bring up Ketchler.
1-0 count. First pitch lays outside. Ball comes off the top of the bat. Stays foul, 1-1 count.
Nice pitch. Hit straight to McKinney again. Overthrow, but the runner will stay at first.
Now batting number 34, Will May.
That ball just got away from McKinney at the top of his release. Carried on just a little bit more than what he wanted to. Had Tickle jumping. So with 2 outs on the board, brings up Will May.
High for ball 1. Got a little piece of the last one for strike 1. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss from May. Up high for ball 2. 2-2 count with 2 outs for the Cougars.
And they're going to catch May swinging on that one. So 3 outs for the Cougars, not giving anything up in this inning. Let's see if the Cougars can get the bats rolling again. 10-2.
And up at the plate is Hunter Laprelle.
And Laprelle will lace the first ball he sees down the third base line all the way out to left field. And he's going to make his way out to second base. Laprelle with a good piece of hitting there and brings on Kyle Vidano at the top of the lineup with a runner in scoring position. Vidano showing bunt early. Pulls it back. Pitch was way outside. Vidano tries to bunt that time. Ball comes off the top of his bat. Popped it up in the air and sent it foul. Vidano trying to bunt that time. 1-2 count for Vidano. And that pitch gets away from the pitcher. And LaPrelle will advance over to third base. 2-2 count for Vidano. No outs on the board. And LaPrelle on third base. And Vidano lays off the close inside pitch. Works it up to a full count. And Vidano with a good eye to take the base over to first base. And take the walk over to first base, excuse me.
And now bring up Bradley Tickle. Quick timeout from the Monarchs. Runners on first and third.
Now that is number 15, Bradley Tickles.
Tickle up the bat. 2 runners on base. 1 scoring position just 90 feet away. And Vidano's going, and he's going to make it. So Tickle now with no outs on the board and 2 runners in scoring position. It's a 2-0 count for Tickle. Tickle lays off the high pitch. 3-0 count. Tickle watches the first strike go by. Gets a feel of what he sees. 3-1 count. And Tickle will watch ball 4 go by, and he's going to go over to first base. And now Dallas Smithers with no outs on the board and the base is loaded. And Lindsay, it looks like there's going to be a pitching change for the Monarchs. We'll take a break and be right back as he warms up.
Dallas Smithers.
So on the mound for the Monarchs now will be Logan Haynes, number 31. And up to bat with no outs on the board is Dallas Smithers. And the bases are loaded. And Smithers will send that one over to the shortstop, trying to turn double play as the Monarchs. And they can't. Smithers will advance. Trying to advance over to second base. They score 2 runs. Or one. They score 2 runs, and Smithers will stay over on second. That makes the score 10-4 for the Cougars.
Now batting number 3, Neil Hutchins.
So Neil Hutchins at the plate now. 1 out on the board, and Smithers over on second. And even though he's on second, with his speed, he can score on a single. Hutchins watches the first pitch go by for a strike. Hutchins sends that ball over to second base, thrown out at first, but Smithers on third now with Chase McKinney up to bat.
Number 16, Chase McKinney.
Two outs here. Smithers on third base. Count 1-1. Last one a ball for 2-1.
And McKinney sends a shot out to left field that will score Smithers. So 10-5 is the score now for the Cougars.
Now batting
As
number
the Cougars
12,
have done
Jake
some
Winston.
good things at the plate here. The past 2 innings, putting up 5 runs total. And Winston sends that one over to third base and thrown out at first. But the Cougars, 10-5 is the score. Can they come back? We're headed towards the top of the 6th inning here at the Averett Sports Network. Back here at Owen Fulton Field. Criswell up to bat. First pitch, a strike. And LaPrelle couldn't get to it. It hit off the ground first, but he's able to field it cleanly and get it over to Tickle for the first out. Brings on Davis Kaz for the Monarchs.
Now batting number 1, Davis Kaz.
He's going to sky this ball up towards right field. That's Tuggle giving chase and lands foul. So 0-1 count for Cass. Cass swinging and missing, so 0-2 count for him with 1 out on the board. Cass steps away for a little bit, 1-2 count. Cass gets a piece of that ball as well, sends it foul backwards. Cass reaching for that one, sends another one foul, so count still remains at 1-2. Cass sends another one foul, staying alive at the plate. Skies that one up and sends it foul over the press box. Skies laced off of a pitch 2-2. And the outside corner comes in for the pitch, so Kaz will retire it back over to the dugout after a long battle. And that brings on Jacob Austin with 2 outs on the board and no runners out in the field. One count for Austin. Austin reaches for that one and sends it at Laprelle, but Laprelle was going to be a hard ball to catch anyway for Laprelle. And that one makes its way out to left field. So Austin able to make his way over to second base after that
Now batting number 2,
ball was hit past Laprelle. 2-0 count. And that ball's going to be hit out to right field. Can Tuggle field it, and he does. So the Cougars able to get out of that inning and not give any runs up. 10-5 headed towards the bottom of the 6th inning here at Owen Fulton Field.
And we are back here in the bottom of the 6th. Matt Tuggle up at the plate.
And Tuggle with a hit over the shortstop, and he will be thrown out at first despite his efforts to dig it out. Brings on Tucker Majetic for the Cougars.
Now batting number 34, Tucker Majetic.
Ball 1.
And Majetic sends another one over to the shortstop and thrown out at first. And that's Matthias Carter getting some work over at shortstop for the Monarchs.
Batting number 7, Hunter Leprell.
That brings on Hunter Leprell, who started that good succession of runs with the bases loaded in the last inning. Let's see if he can get something going for the Cougars here. Pitch hangs inside for ball 1. And pitch travels outside for a 2-0 count for Leprell. Comes the 2-0 pitch. That one's going to stay inside for a strike. 2-1 for Leprell, 2 outs on the board. Catches a piece of that ball, but sends it foul. 2-2 count, 2 outs. And Leprell's going to go down looking So the Cougars not able to put anything up. Headed towards the top of the 7th here at the Averett Sports Network.
Number 23.
We are
Elliot
back
Manley.
here on the Averett Sports Network. Elliot Manley about to step up to the plate for the Monarchs. Still have Dylan Touchard on the mound. The Cougars trailing by 5 here in the top of the 7th. And ball 1. Ball 2 a little low.
Here comes the 3-0 pitch.
Strike 1, count 3-1. That one hit high into the left side as Tucker Majetic will get the out.
Brings on Matthias Carter. So 2-0 count. A swing and a miss from Carter. A big swing and a miss from Carter. Makes it 2-1. Three-one count for Matthias Carter. So Carter thought that was a ball, but called strike. Makes it a full count for Matthias Carter. Carter sends that one past LaPrel out in the left field. He's going to go over to first base. He's on Ethan Carmack for the Monarchs. First pitch in for strike. Too short, trying to pick off move, but not in time. So 0-1 count for Carmack. And Carmack skies this one up. Vedano giving it chase. And he's able to haul it in for the second out. This is Alex Catchler up to bat for the Monarchs. 0-1 count for him, 2 outs on the board. 1 runner over on first base.
One pitch.
And skied up to Vedano again. Can he haul it in? And he does. For the third out, Cougars don't give up anything in that inning. Can they get the bats rolling here in the bottom of the 7th inning?
The bottom of the 7th. Number 4, Kyle Vedano.
And we are in the bottom of the 7th. Cougars trail by 5. Leading off is number 4, Kyle Vedano. Count 2-0. Vadano currently second in the nation with stolen bases, 4 stolen bases with 29. And hits the 2-1 pitch to the second baseman, and it will go straight through his legs. Vadano making it to second base, and he is safe.
Now batting number 15, Bradley Tickle.
And that brings on Bradley Tickle after the good play from Vadano.
First pitch, a strike.
A nice pitch from Haynes. That one looked like it was going to stay outside, but caught that. Just a piece of that corner. Strike one, 0-1 count for Tickle. Swing and a miss from Tickle. Makes it 0-2. And Tickle will send that one past the third baseman out to left field. And Vadano will stay over on third. Tickle will get over to first.
Now batting number 2, Dallas Smithers.
Smithers will talk to coach for a second. And it being Smithers' senior day, can faintly hear his family and friends chanting for him. Being a local, they do that every game. First pitch is a strike. And foul to the right side. Bradley Tickle on first base. Kyle Vadano at third base. 0 outs on the board. Following Smithers is Neil Hutchins. And he will hit that to the right fielder. Scoring Vadano, advancing Tickle, and singling for himself. Neil Hutchins will step up to the plate.
And just like that, it's a 4-run game for the Cougars if they can keep these bats going. And ever since the bottom of the 4th inning, Lindsay, it's been all Cougars.
Good momentum from the Cougars.
So Neil Hutchins up to bat with no outs on the board. 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. And he's going to lay a bunt down. And the catcher is not going to be able to get to it.
questionable on whether it is foul or fair, but it will be called fair as Hutchins reaches.
And so just like that, Lindsay, Chase McKinney will step up to bat with no outs on and the base is juiced.
Chase McKinney.
Definitely an ideal situation for any hitter.
And Lindsay, I believe 3 out of the last 4 innings, the Cougars have been in a situation where the base is loaded and either no outs or 1 out. So let's see if they can make something happen here. McKinney getting a piece of it and sends it foul down third base line.
Following McKinney will be pinch hitting for Nick Winston, A.J. Hart.
McKinney reaching on that pitch there makes it a 1-2 count as he sends it foul. And McKinney laces one over to the third baseman, who was able to catch it in the air and go and tag his bag and get tickled out. Kind of an unfortunate play for the Cougars. A one-man double play there.
Great catch from Criswell as that ball came
Pinch hitting for the Cougars, number 8.
pretty close.
A.J. Hart.
Was in hyperdrive off that bat. Hart steps into the box. 2 outs, runners on first and second. How quick the game of baseball changes, Eddie.
And you're right, the Cougars went from a no-out situation with the bases loaded to 2 outs and no one on third as he's going to chop this one over to the shortstop but can't get a hold of it. And he's able to still send it over to first base to get Hart out. What an athletic play there. And so the Cougars trail by 4, headed towards the top of the 8th inning here at the Averett Sports Network.
4, Will May.
And we are back here, top of the 8th, Will May in the box for the Monarchs. The Cougars trailing by 4 here, needing to hold Methodist where they are. And that will be hit straight up the middle for a single for Will May. That brings up Tucker Criswell.
Now batting number 12, Tucker Criswell.
That one
Criswell's
hit
gonna
high.
Take the first thing he sees and send it out to center field. And hauled in easily by Nick Winston.
And actually, I didn't meant to mention this earlier, but Nick Winston actually was switched with A.J. Hart, who's out there in center field.
Now batting number 1, Davis Cass.
It's my bad, Eddie.
That's fine. I should have been paying attention. So Hart out there with the great catch out in center field. Pickoff attempt close, but not in time.
Bad hop over to the third baseman.
And Lindsay, that's 3 straight pitches that have come off the bats of Methodist from 3 straight batters. 2 runners get on. One goes back to the dugout. So brings on Jacob Austin. With 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position over on second base. Austin chops one over to Laprelle, and Laprelle goes and tags his base to get the lead runner out.
Now batting number 2, Parker Clayton.
Brings on Parker Clayton with 2 outs on the board. Runner on second and first.
Good stop from Kyle Vadano, who gets the out at first. And that's 3. So Averett will be back up to the bats. And we will be right back here in the bottom of the 8th. And we are back here at Owen Fulton Field where Matt Tuggle will lead it off for the bottom of the 8th inning.
That's what they ruled it. Because it came up on the scoring Facebook group.
First pitch, high and outside. And Tuggle fouls that to the right side. One count. Following Tuggle will be Tucker Majetic. Fouled behind the press box for strike 2. Pitch low for ball. Count 2-2 on Tuggle. Try saying that one 5 times fast, Eddie.
No, I'll leave that up to you. The 2-2 pitch comes in. And Tuggle able to use a good eye to work it to a full count. 3-2 here. And Tuggle will keep this ball in fair play. And he will be thrown out over at first base. Brings on Tucker Majetic. And here Coach Drew Bailey out to speak with the umpires as I think they're wanting to call it a foul ball. And they're going to keep the ruling as Tuggle being out.
Now batting number 34, Tucker Majetic.
It's one out as Majetic steps up to the plate. Majetic, another freshman that has seen more playing time towards the end of the season, hits that one to the right side, and it does go foul. Had a bit of a spin to it, don't you think, Eddie?
Absolutely made it hard for the first baseman to get over to the balls. He did give chase. So Majetic with the 0-1 count. A 2 count for Majetic.
Following Majetic is Hunter Laprelle. Low outside for ball 1.
And Majetic swinging and missing for strike 3. Brings on Hunter Laprelle in the 9 spot. 2 outs on the board.
Outside for ball 1 to Laprelle. One count.
Laprelle swinging and missing on a high pitch there. 1-2 count. And Laprell skies this one up to left field, and it will hit the grass, and he will go and take a stand over on first base.
Now batting number 4.
And that brings us to the top of the lineup as second baseman Kyle Vidano steps up to the plate. Vidano with 2 of the runs scored today. Hits that one to the right. Foul. And attempt to pick off. Laprell gets back just in time.
But I don't stand alive at the plate there. 0-2 count now as he sends another ball foul. And Laprell is
Outside.
going. And Laprell
Steals on the outside pitch. Good wheels from Laprell. Vidano looking to switch places with him. 2 outs, count 1 and 2.
You got to think Laprell, if he can get ready and get back in time right here, he's going to try and steal third.
Taking a pretty big lead. And Vidano looking to hit towards the right side. Timeout from the pitcher here.
One, 2 count for Vidano. And that pitch stayed inside. Laprell thought it, or Vidano, excuse me, thought it was a ball, but called strike. So the Cougars not able to bring Laprell across the plate. 10-6 is the score headed to the top of the 9th inning.
Back here on the Averett Sports Network, Elliott Manley will start off for the top of the ninth. Got Ryan Traylor in on third base here.
I thought he's been in since the bottom of the third. Or since the third. And that ball will be hit over to second base. Vadano trying to throw, running away. An athletic play by Vadano. Good hustle play, but not able to get the ball over there. So Monarchs with a runner over on first base now.
And that brings us to the top of the lineup for the Monarchs.
Now batting number 8, Matthias Carter.
Matthias Carter. Pickoff attempt. Cougars only trailing by 4 here. Carter tries to bunt, and it will go foul.
And a good pickoff attempt, but just not in time.
Squares around for the bunt and will pull back. Count 1-1.
And that bunt will be laid down right in front of Too Short. And an easy throw out on first. And Tickle and Carter with a collision over on first base, but able to keep it in his glove for the tag.
Nevertheless, Manley will advance to second. And this brings up Carmack. And up and foul as third baseman Ryan Traylor will go after it. Will go just beyond the fence. That was to the left side. 0-1 is the count. 1-1 pitch high.
Tushar sends in the 2-1 pitch. Fouled up. And will stay foul, making it 2-2.
Wind picking up out there. As that one's pulled foul as well. 2-2 count on Carmack.
Ball almost gets away from Hutchins, but a good job by him of staying in front of it. Full count. And that will be a ball, and the pitch gets past, or hits Hutchins and lands to the side. Will advance a runner.
And Carmack will reach first on that as Alex Ketchler comes up. Due to the ball being dropped on a third strike, Carmack was able to still reach first. Squares around for the bunt. Pulls back and Carmack steals second. Oh, and 1 is the count with 1 out. Touchard really looking to hold the Monarchs, him and the rest of the Cougar defense. Trailing by 4 is doable.
And trying to get the man out at third. McKinney had a hard time trying to field it. So 1-1 is the count, 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position.
Outside pitch for ball 2. Two 1 count for Ketchler.
So 3-1 count. Ketchler able to work it up to a full count here. Both of his runners are in scoring position. And they're going to walk Ketchler. So with the bases loaded and just one out on the board, that's going to bring on Will May for Methodist.
Now batting number 34, Will May.
Not a good spot for the Cougars. Looking to make a double play and get out of this inning. Nice job of Hutchins keeping the ball in front.
Time called by Neil Hutchins. He's going to go and talk to his pitcher. A 2-0 count for May. And the pep talk does Tushar some good.
One count.
And May will walk, so that will bring a runner across the plate and keep the bases loaded. And then Coach Drew Braley will come and talk to his pitcher. And looks as if there will be a pitching change. So we're going to take a break as he warms up, and we'll be back here at the Averett Sports Network.
And we are back. It's number 21, Patrick Long, who will be on the mound. Long is a senior. Spent the beginning of the season injured, so I'm sure he's happy to be out there on the mound for his senior day.
Number 21, Patrick Long.
Bases loaded, 1 out on the board for Long. Top of the 9th inning. That's Criswell hitting the first thing he sees, sending it foul.
One and one the count. And that one will be fouled off for strike 2.
So 1-2 count for Criswell. Criswell will sky this one up. Vedano will give it chase, and he will haul it in.
Now coming to the plate, number 1,
And Criswell not happy that he couldn't make anything happen under that bases loaded situation. Absolutely frustrated with himself. Brings on Davis Cass. Long's first pitch comes in high. And that pitch was nasty from Patrick Long. 1-1 count. Can Long get the Cougars out of this bases loaded situation with 2 outs on the board? And this ball skied up. Tickle giving chase. Vedano calls him off, and what a great catch by Kyle Vedano. Or actually, he does not catch it.
Looked like he had it, but lost it at the last second. He's going to be bleeding from that one. Vedano, one of those guys that will dig it out for anything and dive for anything, so I'm sure he's not hurting a bit. 1-2 on the count for Cass. Nice movement from Patrick Long. Cass will hit it foul. The crowd thinking that was strike 3. Ump will call it ball. That one just misses as well to bring to a full count.
Full count with 2 outs and bases loaded in the top of the 9th inning.
No pressure here for Patrick Long. It will be hit up and caught by Chase McKinney.
So Long able to get the Cougars out of that bases loaded situation with 1 out on the board. Great pitching in the top of the 9th inning from Patrick Long. 11-6. Can the Cougars make a comeback here in the bottom of the 9th inning?
And leading off for the Cougars, bottom of the ninth, senior Bradley Tickle. First pitch a ball. Tickle possibly having his, as that one fouls left, last at bat of his college career.
Here at Owen
Here at
Fulton Field, that is.
Exactly, Eddie. And he'll make it.
And then it looked like it was going to get down, didn't it, Lindsay?
It really did, Eddie. I was hopeful.
But it carried out to left field, and
Now batting number 2, Dallas
he
Smithers.
will fly out. And that brings on Dallas Smithers for the Cougars.
Tickle not looking too happy, but he does have another chance tomorrow as Smithers steps up to the plate.
And Smithers skies this one up into the infield. And hauled in pretty easily, so that brings on Neil Hutchins.
Now
With
batting
2 outs
number
on the
3,
board here in the
Will
bottom of the 9th inning. Hutchins lays off the first pitch for ball 1. Hutchins with a good eye again, 2-0 count. Hutchins will send this one out to center field.
And that'll be the third out. The Cougars will be defeated in this one, but they will go and play again back in action tomorrow, facing Roanoke College in Ferrum, Virginia. That will be a night game at 7 p.m. On behalf of this being my last baseball broadcast of my college career, I want to thank you, Eddie, and thank Drew Wilson and the rest of the Sports Information Department for making me who I am today. So I thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday.
This has been a production of the Averett Sports Network.